Hi everyone, Marky Billson here, preparing for what is going to be the 8th game for most college football teams of the season. But something's been bothering me lately here in East Tennessee, and it's the support that Jeremy Pruitt has had for putting his hands on Jarrett Guarantano's face mask in the fourth quarter of Tennessee's loss to Alabama last Saturday. You don't put your hands on a player in anger in 2019. You just don't do that. I don't care what they did in 1955 or 1975. And even back then, Terry Bradshaw's relationship with Chuck Noll, he'll tell you, was severely impaired when Noll did that to him. It embarrassed Bradshaw, etc., and caused friction, that sort of thing. Now, this action is no different than if, say, you're in the office and a demented boss would pull on your necktie because he decided that you went rogue somewhere in the office. No, that's not allowed. And this isn't allowed either. Pull the quarterback, as Guarantano was pulled for J.T. Schrott. No problem there. Yell at him. Okay, fine. Yeah, it's part of... But this 93-7 in Twitter polls in support of Jeremy Pruitt, I think, is absolutely disturbing. I wonder if it's East Tennessee's culture, because East Tennessee culture is very traditional and conservative. Remember Randy Sanders back in 2018 during the spring practice of East Tennessee State put his hands on Tyree Robinson during a practice. And at that point, people, media, all this overwhelmingly supported Sanders. Now, he had not even coached a game yet, and I can remember news crews going to talk to former ETSU football players. We have a great coach in Randy Sanders. Hadn't coached his first game yet. How could you make such a determination? But it was overwhelmingly, no matter what the coach does, touch the player, whatever, he's in the right. And Tyree Robinson, who, by the way, SouthernPigskin.com said at the beginning of this year was the best player in the Southern Conference, and he's a real pro prospect, in my opinion, you had media calling him soft. This is the player that played with a broken hand this year. Okay? The reason the Vols and the Buccaneers both have 2 victories going into their 8th game of the 2019 season might just be if the local culture overwhelmingly approves of an action akin to being a bad boss, touching the face mask, pulling your tie at work. It's the coach's way or the highway, and in my day, this is what it was. If that's the overwhelming culture in East Tennessee, what primo athlete would choose to play in East Tennessee in this culture in 2019 if there are other options available to him? And that's one of the things that I think is holding back both Tennessee and ETSU this year. I'm Marky Billson.